The next day's sun rose the brightest and coolest rays in sync with the previous night's passion of shared by two souls. Anna laid on her stomach, completely naked, unaware of the daybreak. Her hips and chest were partially covered with a quilt, her gliding with the wind over her bare back. A moan escaped her lips, and she shivered slightly with the morning cool breeze making her eyes flutter. Although her eyes felt heavy to even blink, her other senses were high alert. She could hear the bird chirping outside the windows. She could smell a familiar masculine cologne. Her body covered with goosebumps, with presence of someone familiar, and her heart beating rapidly on its own accord. That's when her brain registered her surroundings and could recollect the passionate last night with someone who wanted to divorce her for an unknown reason. How? When? Why? She mentally slapped herself, but then she couldn't hide the contentment. She felt as if she was complete now. She couldn't stop but feel happy again. Why? Why does she feel like falling in love again? Though her body ached deliciously, she couldn't be more content with the sweet pain between her legs. She opened her eyes and shut them immediately with the harness of the light. However, in a split second, she caught a silhouette of a strong back. When she opened her eyes again, she saw Leon standing near the open window, only in his trouser. As his back was towards her, she couldn't make out his expression or his thoughts at that moment. Tucking her loose strand behind her ear, she slowly got up, covering herself with a quilt. It felt absurd to cover herself when there was no part of her last night that he hadn't seen before. "I see you are still the whore you were back then." His words broke her little dream. She just thought of Anna's breath, halts with his words. He didn't mean that right, she thought, gaping at his back, but his following sentence made her gasp in despair. "A desperate woman like you, who can sleep with her ex-husband, can no wonder whore around any men," he said while turning towards her with no remorse. Anna felt her world just scattered in front of her, and she couldn't do anything to save it. The hurt that welled up in her eyes started streaming down her cheeks. She started breathing heavily as if his words were choking her, and she felt suffocated by his intense glare. With the hard slap of humiliation, she clutched the quilt closer to her chest. He started menacingly walking towards her and said, "I did the right thing by divorcing you." He halted and stood near her. Wiping her tears, he asked with a smirk, "How much do you charge for a night?" "Oh, now you can't talk? Last night you were screaming my name like a slut, enjoying every bit of pleasure I was giving. I never knew you were a sex-hunger kitten." She hurriedly lowered her gaze. Seeing the ferocity of disgust, his eyes held for her. She clothed the quilt tightly and crawled back. As if the words were not enough to cause her agony, his stare magnified the pain. Leon leaned near the bedside drawer and took out something before saying, "Here, take extra money for the sake of our old times." He roughly grabs her palm and shovels the currency into her hand. With that, something broke inside her. Anna was panting while her trembling hands were tightly holding the quilt. She swallows the lump of humiliation while staring at the money in her palm. After he tricked her into an abortion, she vowed never to cry in front of her husband, but what he said just now shattered her soul beyond repair. Her quivering body and hollow eyes didn't hide the agony she felt at that very moment. "I am sorry for everything," she whispered in a cracked voice. "Do I look I care for your apology? I'm going to the bathroom and I don't want to see your face when I am back. Show yourself out, now." Anna flinched, to muffled her threatening sob. She pulled her lips inward and cowered deeper into the bed. Without giving a second glance at her shattered form, Leon walked away inside the bathroom. As soon as he slammed the bathroom door shut, he walked towards the sink. Till now, he was controlling his fury. How can I lose control? How can I make love to her? After what all she did to me? Why do her tears make my chest hurt? Why do I feel guilty about seeing her broken? Leon thought. "Shit, damn it," he snarled, punching the mirror continuously. She can move around like a slut in my absence, and if I called her one, she felt hurt? What a hypocrite, he growled mentally, recollecting how seductive she looked last night and what that asshole was commenting on her, making him lose his cool. Only he knows how he controlled himself, seeing Anna looking hot in his bed with just a quilt around. Her flawless skin marked all over with his hickey provoking him to take her again. It took all his self-control to mask his arousal for her while spewing the insult to her. He was not angry at her. He was mad at himself for still letting her control his emotions for her, and he vented that on her. Unknown to him, his act shattered her. Opening the shower faucet, he let the cold water subside his fury. His arm on its own accord went to his shaft and started rubbing, recollecting the seductress sitting on his bed. He knew he crossed the line and shouldn't have vented on her. Her kissable lips, quivering, were distracting him. The purplish mark on her neck made the possessive bastard inside him smirk in triumph. Once his anger subsided, he was thinking of apologizing to her, if his ego lets him, or at least drop her at her home, as the place was a little far from the city. However, when he came out, he saw the room was empty. When he glanced around, he noticed there was a note on the bedside drawer. Rushing towards it, he grabbed it hurriedly. "You did the right thing by divorcing a whore." A small spot on the note grabbed his attention, a radier stain. He grabbed whatever cloth he could get hold of in a hurry and rushed out of the house as he felt something was not right. Something terrible would happen. Fuck. Fuck. He growled, seeing the corridor empty. She was not carrying her phone and her dress. It could make any man go wild for her. The apartment was situated near the city outskirts, and there were no means of transport. He descended the stairs at a hurried pace and jogged towards the parking lot. "Feck, Anna, after all these years staying away from you, you still could make me worry for you," he said to no one while starting his car. To add to his frustration, it started raining heavily. He was just out of the main gate when he noticed a small figure clomping in the distance. He knew who it was and immediately sighed in relief. "Thank God," he whispered. However, his relief didn't last for long when a car stopped near her, and the next second she was gone.